Yeah.
Happy Saturday out there, remnants. Thank you so much for tuning in again on this Saturday, taking the time out to basically hear what we have to say. We are truly, truly grateful. Um, thank you for all the love and the support that you have been showing this Remnants of Red
I
movement. Um, just know that by doing so, by supporting, by sharing, by liking, that what you are actually doing is helping to free women out
it's
there in this world. Oh,
Hello.
we're still working out some kinks. But Patricia, are you good? Are you good to go?
Yeah, thanks, Nora, for inviting us. I do appreciate it. I hope
No,
the delay is not too bad.
no, not at all.
Welcome everybody that has logged in online from all over the world. We're grateful. Greetings from South
I
Africa.
can
We're
hear
in
you.
Cape Town, the tip of Africa. So we've got these lovely
Can you hear
ladies
me,
on the
guys?
team that is part of Roi Rescue Mission. And I just want to introduce Rosetta and Lynette. You can see they're sitting there. They're the co-founders of Roi Rescue Mission. And then it's myself, which is the founder of Roi Rescue Mission. And then we've got Marion on the line, and we've got Wendy, Samantha, and Amanda that will shortly join us. So we just want to welcome the team, and I will further introduce each one and what they've been doing as part of Nora's cause. I think the cause is the women are crying out in South Africa, and we thank you guys for tuning in. Just a bit of background on Alroy Rescue Mission. It basically our mission is to establish a safe house for abused and abandoned children, and then also part of that to run what we call rescue programs. So the rescue programs will entail workshops, running workshops with women and parents to do good parenting skills, workshops with women in terms of also abuse and to see how they can come alongside us and how we can also infiltrate them as well, and then also feeding schemes within the community, also to do some sports activities. The community that we're from is quite gang infested, very poverty stricken, and it's an area called the Cape Flats, which is in Cape Town. So the socioeconomic circumstances are quite bad and very impoverished. So that's basically the background and the community that we serve. So with our programs, we really want to be impactful with the children as well as the women and the youth as well within the areas. So that's just a bit of a background on our safe house. And then in terms of Marion and and Samantha, they've worked extensively in the community. Between the two of them, they have about 40 years field work experience where they have worked in the community. Marion is currently also running um, abuse programs with women. She's got her own ministry as well that she's doing. She's also quite involved in the community with primary school, where she does workshops and counseling of abused children, and also doing good parenting skills with the parents, as well as being part of health and wellness, dealing with health and wellness of the women in the community. So she's got quite extensive experience in the field, as well as Samantha. So Samantha's background is also working with the police as supporting the victims in the police local station. She's worked extensively with the rape crisis within Cape Town. So her background is very involved with the eye on the child, meaning that when children go from school to home, she was involved with those things. So I'm really glad and passionate that we've got really good people that are on the ground that has worked. They know what they're talking about. They've worked practically with these women and children. And Samantha and Marion's quite passionate about it. And for all these years, for the last 6 to 7 years, they have really been doing this as voluntary, payment, and this was really out of their heart. Prior to that, they've worked for a place called Self Help, and Self Help was also all about empowering the women, empowering the children, and really be there for the community to empower them.
Okay.
Also on the line, sorry.
So I'm sorry, Patricia, just to kind of recap. So it sounds like, okay, you have El Rohi Rescue Mission from Cape Town, South Africa. I'm still amazed about that. And I love how your structure, your organization, you pretty much have women that comes from different backgrounds, and I love how it looks like the way you structured it was to use the resources, like to use the experience from each of these women to set up different departments within your organization to help serve the people in your community. Can you tell when did El Rohi Rescue Mission, when was that established?
So currently we are very much in the infancy stage. So it was established in this year about July 2020. The need we've recognized from a long time, and I think the timing was just right now to actually start this. And I think it all came about when our house was also donated to us, and with the donation of the house, it then allowed us to really start up the safe house, and then using that to run the programs. So during the COVID period, we've actually then established feeding schemes, and part of that is just to help the communities. We did we went into the community just to do a profile, and there was a lady that said, we need help with the feeding scheme because we're selling our daughters just to eat and to see to the basic needs. So the feeding scheme would be it's a project that we're using to use as a catalyst to try and not to try but to run our other programs on. And so this is then how we can then draw the community in, draw the women in to be part of it, and for them to really also be exposed to the workshops that we're going to run with them and empower with them as well.
Nice, nice. So you have your organization is set up to serve women and children, or is it by large just everyone that you come across? Is it just women? Is it just children, or is it everyone altogether that you serve? Men, women, children.
So basically the project is split into two, which is the safe house. So the safe house we'll be looking at children under the age of 12, so that will purely serve the children. But knowing that these children also have parents,
Right.
so then we will also then look at good parenting skills and run programs with the parents to try and reunite the children with the parents if that's possible. If not, and if it's a toxic environment, then obviously things will be done differently. And then also the second tier of that is to run the programs within the community where we will serve the parents, which will also include the males. But also our focus will be on the children, the youth, and the greater community as well, which will include your women and the men in terms of the good parenting skills.
Great. Awesome. Now you mentioned when you were talking about what brought about the rescue mission, one of the stories that you mentioned was um witnessing, a woman having, right, having to, go as far as selling her children or selling her child in order to get the money to feed her family. What are is this a normalcy, that, or is this something that you're seeing a lot over there? And what are some of the other needs that you are also witnessing uh, over there in Cape Town?
I think I will bring Samantha and Marion in this conversation as well, where they could give the input from a field worker's point of view as well.
Right.
Good
Samantha?
hi, evening. Thank you, Patricia. Good afternoon, Nora. I think it's afternoon, and good evening to the other ladies. My name is Samantha Fagan. I'm a community worker. So I've been working at our police station for a few years, 2, 3 years. And I've witnessed one of the cases I've dealt with was a 32-year-old mother of 2 children. Can everybody hear me? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So when we arrived at this person's house, I did a home visit. She was laying naked on the floor with no clothes on. I'm talking about naked, naked. And there was guys coming in and out. They were just having sex with her. Her brother was selling her the whole time. So any person who wants to have sex, he will let them come in. They will have sex with her, and then they will pay him in forms of drugs or money, whatever he wants, he will get. Later, we found out that this person has a mental illness. So we had to take her to the hospital. We had to take her to the hospital to be evaluated. We later found out that she's actually schizophrenic. So she is very sick.
Oh, wow.
Is everybody still with me? Thumbs up if you can hear me. So we've worked for 2 to 3 weeks just for this lady. She
Mm,
went off her meds. She went back to that house. We had to go back with the van, police van. We had to get her out of the house again. And this time it was on a different scale because now we had more people in and out of the house. Her children was taken away from her
mm,
and they were placed in a safety environment. They were placed in a house of safety until they can get foster parents for the children. We
mm,
had to place her in a place of safety where these gangsters couldn't get hold of her. She was bruised and battered so badly. She had a blue eye, arms were blue, her hair was pulled out. She didn't wash for days, but they were
mm,
using her the whole time. So that was one of the stories that really stuck with me because
mm,
of a mental illness. Nobody cared. They just did as they pleased whenever they wanted to, whoever. So we did extremely a lot of work with this lady, and my heart felt for this lady because it was watching a mother being sold from a sibling, and the
mm,
sibling getting drugs, getting wine, whatever he wanted, all the substances he wanted to abuse, he could get easily because he's selling his sister.
mm,
And we spoke with this woman, we saw her children, we spoke with the family. So we did a lot of work with the family just to get her set up again in the family environment, get her ready for the family, get the family ready for her. So that takes a lot of work.
yeah,
But by the grace of God, she actually came out, can I say 75% now? She's with her children again.
nice.
She came to the police station to show us what she's looking like now. And I must tell you guys, that was one of my saddest stories. Looking at the young mother being sold for drugs, and but to see the works, to see what God has done in that woman's life, I couldn't recognize her. She stood in front of me and she asked me, "Do you know me?" I'm like, "No, I don't know you." She's like,
Mm.
"You helped me. You
No.
guys helped me. You walked a path with me." And many times we would go to hospitals with people. We will go with children. We will sit at night with children. We will sit and wait for a social worker to come. We will sit and wait until the police can take this child. But I will go with to assist. I don't want the children to go alone because in Cape Town there isn't a lot of safe homes. So
Okay.
you must make sure when I hand over this child, I'm giving him into protective hands. And I'm so blessed by Patricia's vision
Yeah.
because now I know there's another place, there's another person that we can phone 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning saying, this child is alone, this child is nowhere to go. At the police station, I also work with children that has been raped. So my portfolio at the police station is to do support work, trauma support work. That is my field of expertise. I will sit with a child, and most of the time the mother will be there, or if the mother is in the house and she knows the perpetrator, which
Hmm.
could be the boyfriend even, which can be the father, which can be the uncle, then she doesn't know which side she must stand on. And she will send the child alone to the police station. So I myself and my colleague, we will sit with the child and wait until the detectives will come and speak to the child. But we will be in that room the whole time, just keeping that child's hand,
Hmm.
just being there, just being a support to this child. And once again, I can thank God for the vision that Patricia has, that God has laid upon her heart, so that we can be blessed by when there's no food. So we can say, Patricia, we don't have food, we need food. There's always a need for food, there's always a need for clothing, there's always a need for a warm mattress, there's always a need for a blanket. So I'm blessed, and I know that God will work through everybody's heart that's listening to us now, that knows it's not easy
Hmm.
sitting with a child who's being abused, who's being tortured. But I am so blessed and grateful for this opportunity to share what we are experiencing. And most of the time, you feel like you can't do anything. You just feel lost. You just feel hopeless. But you know, when this organization standing up that's rising and saying, "We here, we are serving the God that sees." So then I feel encouraged knowing I can just phone, because most of the time the police, they don't know where to place the child.
Hmm.
They don't have resources themselves and they are not equipped to work. The people skills need a lot of work because they are trained in combat. They're not trained to be sincere and to listen to you. They want to shoot somebody. They don't have time to listen to your story. So I
Hmm.
thank God for that I can be there.
Well, we definitely thank God. Please don't leave yourself out of it. We thank God for people with a heart like you do, that can see a situation and take time from your own life in order to tend to someone else's life. That too is a blessing. And you mentioned working with the police in this case. I was wondering, as you were speaking, are there other like maybe governmental agencies? Are you looking maybe to even partner with other organizations to help carry your mission along? Because one thing I do know is that this is definitely not a job for just one person or one
Yeah,
organization. Are there others that you are partnering with?
definitely. We have our governmental organization called Child Welfare. And then we have the Department of Social Development. So we have the DSD, Department of Social Development, and then we have the Child Welfare Society, which we're partnering with all the time. So we would refer our cases to them because child welfare works with children of the age of 0 to 16.
Okay.
And then DSD, Department of Social Development, will be from 16 to 18.
Okay.
So we do work hand in hand with them because child welfare is in the welfare of the child. They will go to court, they will do application for the child, and they will also do the placing of the child in a foster care of foster parents and also in a children's home.
Okay. Okay.
And they
Awesome.
also come out after hours when needed.
Nice. That's that's a blessing. That
Can I
Yes,
sure.
Madam?
can, can I interject with what Samantha has been saying? With communities that work with social workers, and most of those social workers are not in our areas, they are not situated there. So most of the time, it takes a
Mm.
lot of waiting
Oh,
to
you're
see
saying
them come
so what
to
you're saying
within a year.
what you're saying is that they're not located near you. Okay, so it's just
Not in the
No, they're not
community.
located in the areas. So we have obviously have to sometimes you have
oh
to take the person to there. So they tell you that. And so that is sometimes difficult that you want to take the person there because how you gonna take the person there with you not having transport and all of that. So the work that I do is mostly in the schools, but I have a teacher that works with me. So we fall in a Form 22. But even though you fall in the Form 22, it's still a waiting period. And that is I think the challenges for us that works in the community with the community is a challenge of social workers that's not there. So child welfare used to be
Mm.
in the area, so they just pull out. So there is no that communication we're pulling out. So they just pull out and don't need to know. So those are the challenges that our communities sit with.
mm,
And that's why the caseloads get so hectic and heavy because we don't have social workers with you. So we have to phone and we have to do all those emails and all of those things.
Mm.
So those are the challenge. I think that's mainly our issues with social workers that do not come into our communities on a daily basis.
okay. So it sounds like El Rohi Rescue Mission is will be like the intermediary, like
Yes.
the go between, right? One of the roles you play will be to be like the in between
Mm.
the client and getting them to the professional
Settle.
help that they
Yeah.
need. Is
Yeah.
that correct?
Yes, but for that we also have to, like I said, transport will be the issue. So it would be, and somebody give us a quantum, or can somebody give us a van that we will take them there. But I think those are, and our parents, some of our parents, because of the unemployment issue that we
Mm.
sit with, and what our communities being rightly filled with gangs and drugs and all of those things, it sometimes take a mother couple of days, or sometimes the mother doesn't come there because they all know, because she has to see that the kids have something to eat for tonight. So she can't come there. She can't go to the social workers. Now, so those are also some challenges.
Hmm. Well, you mentioned that the communities that you work in um, are gang infested, drug infested, a
Mm.
lot of crime and lack. What how do you ladies do it? Any one of you can jump in. How do you do it? How do you say I'm not going to pay attention to what I see? To you're not paying attention to what's going on around you to be able to serve the client, the children and the women. Like what makes you to what pushes you to really go out there? How do you do it? How do you do the kind of work that you do, seeing all that you see? I'm sure some may look at it and get discouraged, but you ladies obviously have decided to make this your life's work. So how do you do it?
I think Wendy wants to say something. It looks like she's itching to say something.
Go ahead, Wendy.
So,
Hi.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks, Nora, for the opportunity. It's funny that you mentioned that my children always used to tell me, Mommy, just don't say anything, leave the people. I feel that if we see people do something wrong and we don't open our mouth that we are playing a part in their wrong. And I
Wendy,
just feel
I'm sorry, Wendy. I think maybe you can hold the microphone
so
in
much.
front of the
Yeah.
microphone.
Can you hear me
Yeah,
now?
there we go.
Okay. Okay. So I was saying, thank you for the opportunity to have me on board, and especially to Patricia. I said that in many occasions when I see something that other people are doing on the streets and I feel that it's wrong, I approach them and I say, why are you doing this? This is not how it's supposed to be. And my children always tell me, Mommy, please leave the people. Now, I believe if I leave whatever they are doing and it's wrong, then I play a part in the wrong. So I need to open my mouth and speak up for those who are unable to speak for themselves. I just feel that that is the right thing to do.
Mm.
If you get what I'm saying.
Yes, yes. It takes a lot
Yeah.
of courage. That
Yeah.
I don't think we don't hear much of that. I truly believe if we have more women like yourself or more individual human beings, period, like yourself, and Patricia and Lynette, Rosetta, all of you, that this world, I don't see how this world cannot be transformed. You know, so let's talk about your needs. Okay. Let's say, I truly believe that there are people out there that will see this video and will want to help. So can you please tell us what exactly are you looking for people to do or to give to El Rohi Rescue Mission?
Thank
I
Is
you.
will
that
hand Lynette.
Thank you, Patricia. Thank you, Nora.
No problem.
Yeah, obviously the need is always great if we are trying to impact our communities. I think one of the obvious and most practical ways to give is obviously a financial contribution, which is the most practical way because we're busy running the feeding scheme. There are various programs that we need certain tools for, etc. We need money, for instance, for or contributions towards just upskilling our current volunteers who would like to further their studies in terms of getting an official degree for social work, etc. Marion is actually someone who had to unfortunately give up part of her studying due to financial needs. And we would like to sponsor her to continue doing that because she is already doing such phenomenal work. Her passion and her devotedness to her community is just phenomenal. And I mean, just as individuals, we would like to contribute towards that so that she can continue doing that. And as well as just care packages. So we in South Africa we have a actual need where young children, school going children, actually can't even afford to buy sanitary towels, and that takes them out of the school. And I mean, we are really an organization that would like to promote education. So just to create care packages where we just give people the basic hygienic products so that they can, just really have the basic for that. And we call it little care packages where we just put in a little bit of everything for them. So it's things like that that we really need contributions for. We were also thinking of if people can just donate any unused laptops or cell phones, things that people take for granted, that would be really amazing. It's things that we can put to use in part of our programs. I think the whole COVID-19 pandemic has really showed us that after all is said and done, we all are more alike than we think we are different, and we all have basic needs, and we all, are really more connected than different. So as part of that is really just our heart would be just to look after people's basic needs, to feed them. I don't think children can focus if they don't even have a meal to eat. So before we can even introduce transformation programs and healing programs and wholeness programs. It's just to really focus on a basic need, is to give them a meal to eat. So I think contributions like that, Nora, and we can obviously, we'll direct people to our website and our Facebook page. We are in our infancy stage, so we kind of creating things as we going along. So yeah, I think those are the practical kinds of needs that people can try and just come alongside us and assist us with.
That we I think that is very important. There was something that you mentioned about the food aspect. Um, One thing about the food, when I'm thinking about like donation and food, I'm always thinking of how is it that we can make donations such as that like a continuous stream, because at donating maybe a box will serve for maybe today or tomorrow.
Mm.
So I'm also appealing to the viewers that if we can come up with a way also to kind of make this a continuous stream, whether it be money, whether it be food, whether it be with the electronics that you mentioned, that is definitely something that remnants of red, other remnants, that we are definitely going to look into doing that. Um, where do you see El Rohi Rescue Mission in the future?
I can take that. Basically, with the Roi Rescue Mission, although our focus point is starting maybe in Valhalla Park, also to branch out to other areas within the Cape Flats and further afield. So that is a long term. There are some communities that have indicated that they would like to come on board. But before we put our tentacles out in too many directions, we first want to make sure that we that we run well and with excellence. That's one of our core values, that we do it well and we put excellence in this one area. So once we've got that fully up and running, then we will definitely spread out. And then, yeah, so that's basically, and then also in the future, maybe in 3 to 5 years' time, is also to see if one can purchase a farm where people can go out of their area, out of their environment, into an area where, where there's nature, where there's mountains, where there's a river, where they can connect with the nature. Because where they're currently living, people live on top of each other. In a household, there will be almost 20 people living in the house, of maybe even a 1 or 2 bedroom, and then they still have an informal structure either in front of the house or the back of the house. So going and a farm where people can feel getting out of the environment and just breathe, and not hearing the gunshots and not seeing the gang violence and not seeing the trauma of the day-to-day that people experience because they live every single day in that environment. Once I drove past a farm where there were a few horses, and there was a boundary around the horses. And although the horses had the potential to jump over the boundary wall, they never did, because all they knew was their boundary. And this is what a lot of our people have. They only know the boundary where they live. They don't realize that they have such great potential and they can do so much greater, but because they just live in that area and they don't come out of it. And that's the saddest part. We live at the beach, we've got the mountains, and very few of our people have gone up to Table Mountain, which is iconic, which is what they either term the 7 wonders of the world or the 8 wonders of the world. But these are just a reality that we're facing, and that is basically where I see that we would go out and have a farm, and the children can come, and even women, where they can just get out of their environment. Thank you.
That will truly That will truly be life transforming, I'm sure, for a lot of people that will come across your organization. So we are all here, remnants out there. Um, you've heard the stories. You've heard the need for electronics that has not been used. You've We need education for the children, for the mothers. We even need education for the staff. The staff needs education to become certified to officially do what they're doing. Care packages. They need care packages where, and it's amazing how something as something like deodorant that we tend to sometimes take for granted here, is something that people are actually doing the undesirable just to attain. So you see the needs. We're asking. Remnants of Red is partnering with El Roi Rescue Mission in Cape Town, South Africa. Okay, we are partnering together to make sure that everyone that needs to be served will be served in the capacity that is needed. And so before we head out, before we log off, is there anything else that you would like to, tell the people out there? Any last words that you would like to say to everyone out there?
Yeah, I would like to hand over to Amanda just to leave people with a thought, and really a thought provoking thing that they could leave this platform.
Please.
Amanda? I think she's frozen.
She's oh, okay.
Oh,
Are you good, Amanda? She's probably frozen.
we'll hand over to Rosetta just to also give the thanks. So yeah, Rosetta, over to you.
Hi, Rosetta.
Hi, Nora. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for the platform to give our story, to give our hearts, to just interact and to be
Yes.
with you, and just for this amazing, amazing godly kingdom intervention that has happened here this afternoon or this evening. But I just want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts and on behalf of all the ladies at Roi Rescue Mission, just to have an impact, just to let you guys hear our stories, and just to thank you for your hearts as well, for what you are doing that side of the world to just create opportunities for us all over the world as women in power, as women in lack, women in need. All our blood run red, and we can just thank God for his blood that he also shed on the cross for us, so that we can stand in liberty, we can stand in freedom and move forward together as women, taking hands together and just do this and just encourage one another. And I just want to thank you from the bottom of all of our hearts for the opportunity, for the platform, for the culture, for your grace, for your open heartedness towards our rescue mission. And we just thank you for the road and the fruitfulness partnership that will just run forth from this. And I thank you.
Amen. Oh my God. Thank you so much for that, Rosetta. Oh my God. I am so anxious to see, what will take place after today's conversation. You heard it, remnants out there. Um, there is a need. There's a huge need that goes beyond ourself, that goes beyond our circle. There's so much. There's so much need out there, and you'll be surprised how if you were to step outside of yourself and to see the world, you will see that there are people out there that are suffering far more. Again, we've heard the stories about women being used, selling, selling their children, siblings, selling them, in order to, to gain even the basic of needs. And so we have Patricia, we have Rosetta, we have Lynette, we have Wendy, we have Amanda, Marianne, we have all these courageous women that have decided to make it their life's work to see others fulfilled. Why would we not help? Why would we not want to lend a hand? So please, remnants out there, reach out to Remnants of Red, however which way you can help. If you can even come up with a different method, if there's other things that you would like to donate, I'm sure that El Rohi Rescue Mission and the clients they serve will be glad to receive it. Again, they are looking for electronics, which is laptops, cell phones, um, what else? iPads, right? And then we have the care packages that include deodorant, soap, toiletries. And then money, of course. Money is definitely one of the best ways, because then we give them the choice of how to, use it best for the people that they serve. And again, I want to also mention the need for the education of their staff members to become certified, and then the education of the clients, the children, the women, the parents in classes. So all of these needs need to be met. And so we lean on every one of you, and we thank you in advance for all that you will do to help move our missions across. And so on that note, we will leave you. Okay, we're gonna leave you to go and figure out how much you're gonna how much you're gonna donate. We're gonna leave you to figure out those things that you want to get together in order to send over to Cape Town, South Africa. So we thank you so much, remnants out there, for tuning in again. Thank you, every one of you ladies, for your hard work, your dedication, your courage. Okay. And just like Rosetta, you said, I am tossing the blessings also back to you, and I am praying that all of your needs will be met, because we know that there will be people that will definitely benefit from it. So on that note, we thank you for coming, and everyone, please go out there, find someone to love on today, because it could be a matter of life and death. Bye.
Bye.
Hi,